This Dr. Hauschka training is only going to be about the renewing night conditioning ampules and the sensitive ampules. The renewing night conditioning ampules I term and we term as the treasure in the Dr. Hauschka range. It is the most extraordinary, powerful, but yet gentle treatment that you can use on the skin. First of all, there are 50 ampules in a box. There are little trays of the ampules. They are in a little glass bottle like this, and there is 1 ml of fluid in these little ampules. Ideally, they're used for 1 month at a time, 1 month on, and when you've finished your whole box of ampules, then for the next maybe 2 or 3 months, you don't use ampules. You will use your normal night care, which may be night serum or regenerating serum, or if you're on a more mature skin range. How to open? You get a little white cap like this. You're going to push it onto the lid and then snap, and then out comes the little glass on the other side. Be very careful when you empty the contents into the palm of your hand. Obviously there's a little, it won't go until you've broken the sort of little seal on the top. The liquid is there in the palm of your hand. Don't waste 1 drop. This is the most precious fluid that you can imagine. And then press it onto the skin. Include the eyes, include the lips, include your neck and décolleté and your earlobes. But just press this fluid into your skin, and remember, include the eye area as well. The renewing night conditioning ampules, for those that understand about homeopathic preparations, when you take a plant or a healing ingredient in a homeopathic preparation and you dilute and rhythmatize the ingredient in a special way, you can research rhythmatizing and potentizing homeopathic preparations and healing plants. And this is what the Dr. Hauschka does. With the ingredients that they choose that help the skin, we'll get into all the properties of what it does, dilute and rhythmatize and potentize the ingredients in these little glass ampules. So what do the renewing night conditioning ampules do? It is called advanced night care because it is a very powerful way of giving information to the skin so that the skin will correct itself. So when your skin is feeling out of balance, whether it be too oily, too dry, too sensitive, sluggish and pale, it doesn't look healthy and glowing, you want to use the renewing night conditioning ampules as a real pick-me-up. It literally says to the skin, now come on skin, work correctly, I will help you, I will hold your hand, let's get you healthy and optimally healthy again. The other thing about the renewing night conditioning ampules, when you go on to Dr. Hauschka for the very first time, maybe you've been using synthetic chemical cosmetics and now you want to transition onto 100% natural and organic cosmetic. For the first month that a person is using Dr. Hauschka, it is highly recommended to use your renewing night conditioning ampules for the first month at night time. So you're going to cleanse with your cleansing cream or the soothing cleansing milk, followed by the renewing night conditioning ampules. When you are using the renewing night conditioning ampules, you omit the toner. You leave out your toner. You only want to give the skin the information from the renewing night conditioning ampules. They are exceptionally powerful but gentle, as I said before, in their information that they're offering to the skin. One of the ingredients in the renewing night conditioning ampule is silver, colloidal silver. And silver is nature's antibiotic. And it helps the skin transition onto natural cosmetics, as well as get the skin cells in a beautiful cycle, a 28-day cycle. The other plant ingredients that are rhythmatized and diluted, for example, are royal jelly. So royal jelly really gives your skin amazing vitality. It's what they feed the queen bee. To really allow that the skin to be in optimal health and optimal vitality. So royal jelly also in a rhythmatized and potentized formulation. Aloe is very hydrating, and then there are other flower and plant ingredients like rose, the damask rose, also in this diluted and rhythmatized formulation. So when your skin is out of balance, you want to go to the Renewing Night Conditioning Ampule to boost the skin into this state of perfection. For me, if I've got something, a special event happening in maybe 3 or 4 weeks' time, for that month before that special event, I'm going to definitely use my Renewing Night Conditioning Ampules. By the time those 4 weeks are up, your skin is just looking amazing. Vitality returns, hydration, the elastin and the collagen fibers are just working at their absolute optimal level. How do you use the Renewing Night Conditioning Ampules through the year? We suggest 4 times a year if you possibly can. So that would mean 1 month using them. So you use a whole box, 22 ampules for the first, 2 ampules for the first 22 nights, 1 ampule for the last 6 nights. There is always a little sticker on the box that says 2 ampules for 22 nights and 1 ampule for the last 6 nights. This is a guideline. I don't need the second ampule already after 1 week. My skin responds very well after using these ampules for 20 years. So my skin responds very well and adjusts itself and balances itself quickly. So already I go onto 1 ampule sooner than in 22 nights. So this is going to last me for maybe 35, 40 nights instead of the 28 days. So it needs to be used a minimum of 28 nights in a row. Please don't leave a night out and forget. There is a special rhythm in using this every night for a minimum of 28 nights. But it can last you longer, that's no problem. So I use one of these boxes, and this is how we recommend that everybody using Hauschka uses. 1 month on, 2 months off. 1 month on, 2 months off. And remember, when you're using your Renewing Night Conditioning Ampule at night, you leave out the toner. And when you've finished your box of ampules, you are going to go on to cleanse, tone, and maybe night serum at night, or cleanse, tone, and maybe you're going to be on regenerating serum, for example, for the months in between. It really gets your skin cell cycle into a perfect rhythm. Everything in the skin is supported. Your skin cells are operating at absolute optimal health when you give yourself this boost of the Renewing Night Conditioning Ampules. Then we have the Sensitive Care Ampules. The Sensitive Care Ampules, they're also a box of 50. And this Sensitive Care Ampules is specifically for somebody that has broken capillaries or a high redness in the face, or when there's a lot of heat in the skin. This can be just from and this often happens genetically when somebody is predisposed to just having a redness in the face. It cools and calms irritation in the skin. You can even use this for sunburn if you have sunburn. It instantly soothes and calms the skin. So somebody that suffers from rosacea, rosacea is the redness in the skin. It is an inflammatory illness in the body that manifests in the face. It will help to calm and soothe. The interesting ingredient in the Sensitive Care Ampule is the extract of the pearl. The interesting thing about the extract of the pearl is when you think about an oyster, when a grain of sand gets into the oyster shell, the little muscle of the oyster secretes a calcium protein, and this makes little layers around the grain of sand to protect the oyster from the irritating grain of sand. And this is really why a pearl forms. So from a homeopathic point of view and the anthroposophic background of Dr. Hauschka is that we'll use an extract of the pearl to treat irritated skin. So this is how often anthroposophic medicine or homeopathic medicine sometimes works. For those that want to look into homeopathic and anthroposophic medicine, we're treating something that is formed because of an irritation. We're going to use the extract of the pearl to treat irritated skin. It really is an interesting, fascinating ingredient to use. And for those that are eco-conscious, please know that Dr. Hauschka only uses 1 pearl approximately every 3 to 4 years to make all the diluted and rhythmatized pearl extract that goes into all the ampules that supplies 45 countries. so they're not going to be wiping out all the oysters with the pearls. This is the beauty of using something in a sort of like a homeopathic formulation, in that when you dilute it and rhythmatize, the extract becomes more powerful, and it gives this skin a very powerful message to heal itself and to desensitize itself. So the sensitive ampules literally instantly calm and soothe sensitive skin. The interesting other point about the sensitive care ampules is that you can use it instead of facial toner morning and night. If you did use that for hypersensitive skin, you're going to soothe with the soothing cleansing milk. One sensitive ampule in the morning, and you will probably follow with Rose Day Cream Light, or Melissa Day Cream, or maybe the Quince Day Cream, because it is also cooling and calming. So depending on your inherent skin condition, you follow with the correct cleanser. Then at night time, your soothing cleansing milk and one ampule. This is all, when you've got sensitive skin, the less rule applies. The less you use, the better. And you will literally instantly see the skin calming and soothing with the sensitive care ampules. So those are the two ampules, renewing night conditioning ampules for everybody, any skin condition. It really is a very intelligent ingredient in that if your skin is any out of balance, it's going to call the skin to the central point. So I use the analogy of the polarities. It can be too oily, too dry, too sensitive, underactive, and the renewing conditioner will call the skin to that perfect middle point. And then the sensitive care is for sensitive skin only. Broken capillaries, sensitivity, inflammation, hot skin.